Guys, we are here playing another TGC Tours Rookie Design Contest. Today we have got Loch Arsh from sohncarter. I believe Zone's German? I want to say he's German. Might be wrong about that. But he's somebody that came to my knowledge through the Design Syndicate battle, which would have been in like May or April. Somewhere in that neighborhood. And he's been putting out some really cool courses, so love how he's used the water spray here to create the chimney smoke. That's fun. We got some people here. Got ourselves a driving range with bunkers on the driving range. Interesting. That'll be a pain to pick up. Oh, what's going on over here? Now that hot tub is friggin' hot. And we have a sheep in it. Okay. Is this sheep stew we're making, or is it the sheep just decided he wanted to warm up? And then what we got here? The ball picker is a car. There's a van here. Never know what's gonna be going on with that. They've got the garbage there. Oh, these rich buggers have got a green in their backyard. And there's a squirrel. What's the squirrel doing? There's a squirrel holding a steak. Was there a horse in the van? I missed that. Oh, there is too. Huh. So we've got a bunch of little Easter eggs here to play with. Another ball picker. Is there anything else up here? No. Alright, well, we might find more stuff. Yeah, exactly. Alright, we're gonna start out. So it's looking, I don't know what it's looking like yet. It's a bit on the darker side, which is what he was going for. Little cut ski into the fairway here. It's a Welsh hot tub. Oh, okay. I'll pretend I know what you mean by that. It's a pretty long narrow green. This bunker front left is more decorative than functional, I would say. Because I don't know when you're ending up in there. Where did I... Oh, I know what I did. Sculpting's a little bit... it's not bad. It's fine. Oh, sheep, right. I get it now. Damien, how's it going? Yeah, it sure does. Okay, gentle opener. I haven't looked at the description or the forum post to see where this is meant to be located. So it does kind of have a bit of a parkland. It's got a parkland feel to it. That bunker, the bunkers are got a little bit on the bathtubby side. Maybe a touch on the big side too compared to the green. There's some interesting... It is based in Scotland? Okay. There's some interesting green shaping going on here too. I mean, this is just a little flip hole, so...
Hey, Smells! $1,000 you missed that putt.
Hey, Seb. This front to back slope here, kind of this ridge has got my head scratching a little bit. And then the green going both ways here. I'm not sure. Okay. We have a centerline hazard. Now let's figure out why. Maybe, maybe there's an angle at times. I think it's just shorter going left. The planting is not too bad. I might lower it a hair, but yeah, the thing about it, I looked at it too and I was like, I'm gonna have a wedge, so it's not really gonna matter that much, right? The pin here, because we know there's one there. Angle kind of matters, I guess, but you're not really that much better off. So if you're coming from here, I mean, either way, you're going over the bunker, right? So would you rather have a shorter shot in? I think I'd rather have a shorter shot into that tucked pin, especially considering I'm getting dropped off pretty significantly if I miss it. This is the easier pin for sure. It's very cool the way he's got the hillsides and whatnot here, with it being meant to be in Scotland. That looks been pulled off pretty nicely. Thought that would go farther. Again, that front to back just, I mean, it kind of makes sense with the hole where the land is moving in that direction, but again, we've got just beads going everywhere. I'm not sure about that. I like the green speed. Not that it matters that much, but I do like the green speed. It's a comfortable speed to putt on. And based on what I'm seeing, I think we could go to 187 without really any issues. Not sure why we cut the fairway off here. I don't know that it's going to matter much, but... This has a bit of a disjointed look to it. Oh, it's a plow out there. Okay, I don't mind the right side too much because we're reaching this par 5 and 2. I mean, over the back, you're getting dropped as well. So it does have danger for a second shot, where you might have pause to think, am I better off throwing a full wedge into this, or am I better off trying to get up and down if I miss the green? Of course, I'm right dead in between clubs, so I'm going to try something silly. And I'm on the side of a hill. Nope. Didn't hit it hard enough and slowed it, and everything was bad about that. Oh, I thought that would come out better. Yeah, I mean, the green I don't mind at all. I think the green's pretty well done, where you have to kind of think about it, because if you go long, you're going to go running down this hill into the rough. You miss it to the right, you're running down there. You're not going to have an easy up and down. I don't know if there's an easy up and down around this green anywhere. So you kind of need to decide, do you want to try and hit this green, or if you're not confident you might be better off laying up. So it's one that it's subtle in that the decision's subtle. What I mean is that there's no obvious hazard that's going to scare you from going for it. But you could very easily be in a scenario where you're better off with a wedge from 100 yards than beside the green. That's cool. I like it when people do that. That pond there's not too bad. There is a bit of a all or nothing feeling with the planting, but that might be the way this is getting rendered too. The render distance. Maybe not. Like planting like this is done pretty nicely, but then over here there's nothing. Now I think it makes sense for there to be nothing, but okay. So we're definitely using a lot of false edges and running off of into fairways around here. Bunker seat, yeah, they kind of are. And there's been a few times, here's another one where it's a short par 4 and the bunkers are quite a ways away from the green, so they're not really ever coming into play. So then they're just more decorative than they are in play, I guess. Oh, of course you don't break. I'm trying to remember what Zone Syndicate course was. I wish Charlie was here, he'd know. Huh. That's right, it was Lover's Pond. And it had the it had that par 5 that had the big stadium around it. Okay. This green I'm not able to get behind it. We've got 220. We've got no way to run the ball in there because this is going to kick us into this area here. We do have a backstop, but the backstop's also heading that direction. It's just, the greens just seem... Hey, Charlie. The greens just seem a little random for me. Ah, we're going to go into the thumbprint. And it's going to stay on there? Lovely. I mean, this kind of green might work a bit better on a shorter par 3, but when I've got to hit 3-iron in, I need a little bit of room. And I will say I'm not a massive fan of using a backstop to make up for the fact that there's not enough room short of the pin. And that might be a personal thing, I'm not sure, but I'd rather be able to land it short and run it rather than have to run it up a backstop and back. Sorry, Charlie, how you doing? You see whose course we're playing today? It's been going. It's got some things about it that I like, and then some things I'm not thrilled about. He's definitely gone for the greens being, you know, kind of around fairways, and then he's keeping the hazards away. It seems like a fairly specific thing he's trying to do. Like intentional, I mean, not specific. That's a hell of a ridge left of this pin. And he's keeping us thinking a lot, because we're always on, like, we're never on a flat lie. And that's not a, that's... Oh. Okay. That's not a criticism. Okay. I mean, if I'd hit the right club, I should have been able to get there. It is a short shot in, so. Bit of an uphill par 3. Okay. That lion's mouth thing going on. Is the wind going to turn around enough that I can hit this? It might. it gonna come down? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Why is that? Why is that slope there if the ball doesn't really go anywhere? I just think the green sloping is a little bit ambitious. I don't think it's been particularly well executed. Like, I can see some of the thought process in it, but yeah, sorry, Damien, they all are. Yeah, that'll be interesting, Chris. I mean, I won't remember any of the courses by that point, so. We got OB here. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, okay, it is the edge of the golf course. I'll give it that. But where the stakes are, that shouldn't be OB. If you want to make it OB back in here somewhere, fair enough. But yeah, that seems harsh. It seems like we're making that OB because it's a long par or a short par 5. I would rather another hazard. Like, I'm all about having risk reward, but I'd rather it be a different hazard. So I'm gonna try and draw one with the shape of the green here, as I saw that front there. Sorry, I saw this area here, so if I was going straight at it from my lie. Yeah, the greens are just so random. For me, stock shakes are not really an issue. That's probably more of a designer thing. But frankly, I don't care if it's a stock shape, unless it's like everything's a circle or something. For me, it's just the shaping and the greens are everywhere. Or sorry, the sloping, not the shaping. Just feels really manufactured in a part of the world where you wouldn't expect to find a manufactured golf course. Like a Scotland kind of Highlands course. You wouldn't expect there to have been a bulldozer anywhere near the place. And maybe that's why maybe that's why the greens are as random as they are, because that's the thinking behind it. It just feels a little bit contrived to me to try to make pins limit a little more difficult, or try to create certain shots. Or I mean, this right here, don't understand that at all. I wondered if it might be too much. Yeah, there's just I'm struggling to understand the logic of the green sloping. Ah. When I get a chance, look up Boat of Garden Golf Club. Okay. Is that a real life course or is that in the game? Well, what shape green do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? It's a real life course? Okay. So, right in the Highlands? Okay, cool. I imagine this is drivable downwind. I imagine we can get close even into the wind. It's kind of fun to run it down the hill. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, the thing about the green slopes is they're not really making it much more difficult. They're just kind of making it a bit puzzling. 103? Oh, crush that. Is it going to do me any good? Maybe. See, I don't mind this. Sticking a green on the hill. Oh, no. Well, maybe we're going to get it running around. Oh, are we ever? That's actually perfection right there. Leave it in the fringe. I don't mind that. The bunker down here, I would have thought that might be something you're dealing with if you try to hit driver and run it up here, but I cleared it pretty comfortably. Oh. Oh. Well, that's a matter of opinion, Maddie. How are we doing, dude? Yeah, I just... That big backstop, it just feels a little goofy to me. It feels like the kind of thing you would do on mini golf, you know what I mean? Hey, Jack. How's it going? If you go long, you're dead. I understand that part, but when it rolls up the hill, rolls back down, it feels a little... It just... Yeah, it feels like mini golf. I mean, and I do prefer a backstop for like a wedge or something where you spin it back down off of it. That makes more sense to me. Oh. Haven't exactly been given a massive amount of room here, have we? All right, Chris, take care, dude. Now, if you can pull the shot off, you're left with something fairly benign, but... Oh, okay, what are you doing, Wind? I wonder what a right to left wind would be like on this hole. Not fun. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I think that's my biggest issue with the course as a whole, is that the greens just, the sloping just doesn't make sense to me. Oh. Kick left? I don't think it's gonna. Oh, it is. Beautiful. This one's personal preference, but I much prefer the second shot. Well, second shot's kind of interesting too. I guess, yeah. I don't mind having to hit a driver over stuff to be able to get on into. As long as second shot's interesting. Narrow green, runs off. Sure. You can hit it straight, you're fine here. If you can't, well, expect to be rolling away. Huh. To lift it. Yeah, it is kind of eh. But I mean, again, this just tells us how good the rookie crop is, that an entirely functional course. We're trying to think of, you know, what it needs to do to be better. Hey, Jordy boy. Oh. I think that's our first genuinely drivable 4. Yeah, the bunkers they are quite a ways away from the greens. That's for sure. Are we finishing? Hang on. Am I remembering this right? Yeah, we are. We're going 5 drivable 4 5. Okay. Definitely opportunity to score at the end. It's pinching where you're gonna hit driver. That's what it's doing. I'm gonna try and leave it short, see what happens. Not gonna be much good over here. Oh, over here? Well, you never would. It's just he's brought the rough in there to pinch this. That's all. It's criminal that thing's anywhere near the hole. That should be a shank. It got to a point where it was just very straightforward. There wasn't a whole lot of... There wasn't a huge amount of strategy. For me, so the environment's done nicely. Scottish Highlands, absolutely. The bunkering, I didn't even really notice them, to be honest. Like, they just so often weren't even in play. Unless it was sometimes tee shots, but around the greens, so often they just weren't there. It was more of a use runoffs to defend the greens, which is fine. But no, I wouldn't have minded a little bit of variety on that. For me, it's the greens are just, they're just too random. There's not really any kind of obvious, oh, okay, so here you run it in here, or here you do this, or I'm not sure. It didn't quite seem to work for me. Overall, reasonable course. There's nothing inherently wrong with it, maybe other than the greens. It just, I think more time on the designer and working on the craft, getting a bit more interesting, having things flow maybe a little bit better. We'll get there. So yeah, I mean, it's a good effort. It's a playable golf course. It looks nice. Good job. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Feel free to like and subscribe so more people can see these courses, and it helps the channel a ton. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Cheers.